Zip it. 3 ways to fold your wing. 1, 2, 3. Hey friends, how's it going? JT Wardle here. We're gonna show you 3 different ways. 1, 2, 3. How to fold your wing and put it in that stuffed sack. Or was it 3, 2, 1? Put it in that stuffed sack or concertina sack. All right, here we are at Amelia Island. Let's go fly. See what we got. The key though for the big stuffed sack is riser bag and carabiner to keep it from dropping through your lines, right? If you're gonna fly, make sure that you've already checked your wing and that you can fluff it and get it going and not spend 30 minutes untangling a knot. Yeah, we're good. Make it good, JT. Punch in clear. If you're grabbing and going and you're trying to get out of the storm, or you're trying to catch that van that's taken off, or you're needing to go quickly, you can stuff it like this and then come back. Okay, I fly the Flow Paraglider pretty exclusively. I'm a Flow dealer. If you're interested in a great deal, you give me a call or contact me on Facebook. We can tell you about our Flow Paragliders. I got the RPM 2 in here. It's an 18 meter. Our first folding is gonna be loose. If you're out paramotoring a lot, you don't need to concertina it up tight or compress it down. You may have some moisture or dew on your wing. You want it to air out. So this one's the easiest way. You just want to get it in there. Okay, the key to keeping everything organized and not tied in knots and easy to get out and go flying is your riser bag, right? You want to make sure use a riser bag. But there's a few little quick hacks that you can use. You want to keep this nice and tight so that it doesn't drop back through, your lines don't get tangled or anything. So let's say you've lost your riser bag. So if you've got a buff, you can drop this in here and that'll keep it tight. So that's an easy hack. You can tie the knot on one end. I got these sleeves to keep the sun off my arms, and I will actually use a riser bag for each side. Love these cheap little carabiners just to hang your risers on. You can keep them together, but not going to tie a knot. I will use this carabiner here all the time and hook it to the risers, and then I hook it to the bag, and that keeps those and twisting so that you can get and go quickly. Or tube socks. You can use your tube socks as a riser bag. If you lost your riser bag, there's other ways to get it done. Yeah, grab your carabiner and stick both of your connections on the riser bag here, and then you're good to go. They're not gonna move around, and then you hook it on to the line of the stuff sack. Okay, you want to open up your stuff sack very wide, fluffing it. The wind's gonna catch it and open it up so that you can come and set your wing inside there. That's opened up all the way. So I just want you to notice I have this in the big loose stuff sack, but you'll see all of the sails are laying flat on themselves. That's what you want to do. I'll lay these all flat. I'll lay these all one direction on one side, on their side. That way you've got less chance of bending the ribs. Okay, so let's say you just came down on your motor and you're going to quickly try to get out of the area and you want to go fast. So you're gonna grab your risers, put them together, make sure your A's are on top, your brakes are hanging low on the bottom, and use big loops. I like to use big loops. It's less able to tangle. So if you're just grabbing and going, you want to keep those loops big and keep it folding up. So that's what I'm gonna do. Watch this. Okay, you've just come down. You're gonna grab your risers in one hand and pull along the lines here. Then I'll reach up here and hold near the mullions right there. Then I'm gonna feel as I go, making sure that there's no sticks or damage going on. So use your fingertips to tell you how your lines are doing. And then you lift up. Okay, you don't need to pull. You want to stand in close to the wing, lift up. Make sure you don't stand on your lines. That's a beginner thing. And so you're making it into a giant ball, giant mushroom. You got it like this. Okay, then you're going to send your leading edge up near the top and I'm gonna do it this way so that I've got my riser bag over here. So then I just stuffed it, keep it nice and loose, and then I'll put my lines in the center there, and then put my riser bag on. You're gonna tighten this riser bag up very tight on the lines here at the end. So make sure that's very tight. You got your little connection there that holds that tight. And I usually take my line here and tie it one more time to make sure that it's tight and it's not going to let the risers drop out and wrap and twist. I reach under, find my place to put that. That's gonna be in here in the bag. And if I want to be extra secure, what I'll do is I'll make sure that I have my carabiner and put my carabiner and connect it to a line here or a malleon out there. So what you do is you lay it over on its side. You want all the sails to go on top of each other. This is just going to be the loose version, but you want your sails to be laying on top of each other so they're not kinked. Keep it nice and loose, keep them laying flat if you can, and then you're good to go. So that is folding it up. First one, it's the easiest one. If you're paramotor flying, get a big stuff sack. I've got these available, Flow paragliders. All right, here we are on the beach. Let's give them some room, move our wing a little bit. Okay, we're folding number 2. This one we are going to put it in a smaller bag. Okay, we're gonna put it in this smaller stuff sack. It doesn't open up as wide, and we're gonna fold it into thirds when we fold the wing together. But before that, I'm gonna put the lines in the wing, keep them separated, and then you'll see what I'm talking about here. I still grab my lines and I pull them up, big loops, big loops. Once it's past the trailing edge with my lines, I get my lines in here, I throw them into the wing, and then I loop them back and forth. See, loop it there, and throw this down here in the center. Okay, you're gonna put all of your trailing edge lines, these are unsheathed lines, up in there. Then I do the same over here. Grab my lines separately. So my A's are on top. Gonna grab this, I'm gonna pull along the line and walking forward, and then my lines walking towards the center. Then I'm going to put my lines in here in the wing, then I loop it, big loops in the wing, pull it back here to the center, making sure my trailing edge lines are up in the wing, in the wing, in the wing. So then I'm going to make it easy for myself, I grab the wing tip and I pull it to the center, I lay it in half, and I grab the other half and throw it over here. I'm not going to leave it this way. This is just so it's easier to grab. So grab this wing, make it easy, put it to the center, put it to the center. Okay, so here's the thing that you should be aware of. Whenever you are grabbing, don't grab the sail in here. You will stretch the fabric. You don't want to stretch the fabric, so do not grab the fabric there. If you're going to grab, you can grab in here on the hard plastic there. I grab from the top and I pull it like that. So anyway, I start in the center and I find my logo in the center. Right there is Flow. I grab from the top and I put all of these together. Don't have to pull on this hard to get it in. So now it's halfway there. Stick it in your knees. Do the other half. Whoops, not from the inside. You can do it from the inside. You can grab there. Don't grab the fabric and stretch the fabric. I grab from the top. Okay, we're just making sure that it's laying flat on itself. So we'll go all the way to the end. Get all of those here. Okay, so then what I do here is I put all of that together and then twist it on its side. Okay, and then I leave it. Okay, I want the air to come out that way. So then I'm gonna come here. I start with the outside tips. Twisting, twisting, twisting. Keep my risers here. I'm gonna put those in a riser bag and a carabiner. So then we want to fold it, and roll it here, making sure that these are laying flat and the air is going out. This one's gonna be, I'm gonna fold it in thirds just in a minute to make it go. So now we're gonna have this come under the other one. Okay, so we still have these rolled over on the side. The air is going to come out there. This doesn't need to be compressed up because it's going in a stuff sack. So we've got our makeshift riser bag here. That is a head buff and a carabiner. And what I do is I stick my risers in here. This keeps it protected, and these buckles and hardware is not going to tear any part of your wing. So you want to keep that in there. Okay, and then I will grab the riser end here and put my carabiner on. All right, so I'm just going to fold this in thirds. I'm going to put my risers in there, grab this, hold it, 1, 2, keep your lines in, your lines in, and then over on top of itself, I'm going to keep all of this tucked in on the bottom because the weight is going to drop down anyway. Those are separated. The risers are right in the middle, and we're gonna pull this up here. Okay, so that is in a smaller bag. All of our plastic ribs are on the bottom, so they're all laying flat. The heavy stuff is at the bottom. That is gonna keep it nicely protected from bending those ribs. You don't want the ribs to bend. All right, so for fold number 3, can we get it in this little teeny half concertina bag, right? And this will compress down so you can take it on the airplane. This is a Skywalk half compression bag. You can compress it down and get it in there. Holding the wing number 3, this is how you do it. You want to make sure you have your risers done first. Your lines are nice and clear. So I like to make sure my A's are on top. I've checked my A's, I've got the lines nice and clear. And then I'm gonna keep them separate from the left and the right lines. So my right and my left are gonna be, so this is my left, it's red, it's not right. And I'm gonna come along these lines again, keeping the A's on top, and I'm gonna put that up in the wing. Okay, and we pull our riser here to the center. I always keep my brakes on the inside, and then I know my A's are on top on the outside. Okay, we can pull this halfway here and then 3/4 here. Keeps the lines in there, but we are going to go and pull the bottom trailing edge of the wing out to its fullest point, because we're going to roll this into quarters as we fold it. Okay, so we grab our other risers, then I make big loops in the wing here and put the risers out here. A's on top, brakes on the inside. That's what I do. Then I pull that down, get all of the lines here. Make sure your lines are good. You can feel it. These little lines here are very thin. You can feel if it's torn or ripped or break. It's part of your inspection. Then again, I just pull this just for management here. I am gonna fold this in individual cells. I'm not gonna leave this like this, but if I needed to grab and go, if there were wind kind of thing, that is easy to do. Start in the center, start laying your cells together. We'll pull this tight in just a minute. So again, like the fold 2 that went in a smaller sack, this, you're gonna compress this down. So you want to make sure all of these long plastics are together and go in the same direction. And all of our rods are up here together in my knees, right there. And I do the other side. Don't have any rods on the trailing edge. Okay, so we're gonna fit this in here. And if you don't have a compression strap, I've got a compression strap at home, didn't put it in the bag. So I got my riser bag, and this is gonna act like a compression strap because it's got elastic in it. It'll tense up and I can tie it in a knot. So I put both of my risers together and in the sack. Keeping the A's on top, it's making sure that it's not going to drop through, and then I pull this very tight. My lines are tight. And I'll throw another knot in here or two. I'll wrap this around a couple times just to give me some room, and tie a knot. Overhand knot right there. Okay, so that's in the center there. Then I'm gonna take these, and you can see the lines here on the sail kind of match what I did at the top, but because of the design, this is gonna come up more this way. Don't need to really fold this. It's still gonna compress down. You'll see that when I fold this into quarters, it will compress. Okay, making my trailing edge lines in there. And grab these, kind of match the fold that I did up there. Okay, make sure the bugs are not in there, chase your bugs. I generally like to start from trailing edge towards the air, so I push the air out. Air is what we're trying to get out. So I keep it nice and thin. Those are stacked on top of each other there, so I'm gonna wanna stack this right side, or on my left hand is gonna be on top. Okay, and then we keep it tight. Air out, and then we fold it on itself, and this is gonna be one fold, and then I'm gonna fold the top down, making sure that these are all on top of each other. Okay, I'm gonna use this sock as a compression strap, one direction, and they're in the center, so they're protected. So now it's just about gently getting the air out. We'll just do a square knot. Left over right, right over left. That is compressed. So then we have our half concertina sack here. We unzip it, then we'll zip it up and make sure it's all compressed in there. You take this, use your knees to squish it in together. Okay, so now we know which way we want it to fold. Okay, so it's folded in on itself, and all of these are gonna lay long ways. You want them to lay the widest way that this goes. It's in the bag. Now we're just gonna compress it up. You're just using your body weight to get the air out. Air out. Zip it. Zip it. Zip it. Zip it. That'll compress nicely. That'll be nice. And take this on the, so when you're pulling the zipper, make sure you pull up along the zipping path, and none of the fabric is getting in the zipper. It's always better to put some weight on it. Air it out. Okay, there we go. We got our 10-pound sausage in our 5-pound casing. That you can take and put it in your carry-on backpack or whatever. You are ready to go. Woohoo! Thanks for watching. It is time to go. Love, laugh, live. Woo!